Making sure that you know why, because this is forever.
It's a new day and we are here in Goa.
Consider the world as a drop.
Reviewing a brand new sedan from Skoda. Now this sedan will be replacing the Skoda Rapid in the Indian market. So ladies and gentlemen, presenting you the all-new Skoda Slavia. So without further ado, let's start the video and I'll tell you everything you need to know about this all-new sedan. So guys, now let's talk about the design aspect of the all-new Slavia, and starting off with the front end, the very first thing that will catch your attention are these sleek looking headlights. Now Skoda likes to call them the Skoda crystal lighting because they feature LED for the high and the low beam. You also get, as you can see over here, you also get these DRLs that look amazing. But there's one thing that's present in halogen and it is the indicator bulb over here. One more thing that you get in halogen are these fog lamps over here. Now one thing that I feel could have been better in this car is that to match the design of the headlight, they could have given the long rectangular fog lights. I mean overall it could have matched, I mean the circular one is not looking bad, but they could have given that so that it could have matched the headlight pattern. Other than that, you can see it gets a decent amount of chrome. You can see that this butterfly grille over here, you get chrome around here, you get a chrome strip here, and one thing that makes the car look way sportier is that these slats over here, they do not get any chrome, they get this piano black finish that gives the car much more sportier stance from the front end. Again, to enhance that front end, you have these sharp bonnet lines over here. Now these lines and creases have been present in all the Skodas throughout the years at the same place, but on this model you can see it is way sharper than the older models. So yeah guys, the front end looks absolutely amazing, and you also get the lower grille, you get the honeycomb pattern. It looks fabulous, and especially in this color you can see for yourself. So now let's come to the side profile of the car, and the first thing that you will see over here, as I mentioned earlier also, that you get very sharp body lines. Now talking about the body lines, as you can see over here, one body line starts all the way from the headlight and it merges over here on the C-pillar. Now the second body line, actually there are two. So you can see you get a Skoda logo over here. So it just starts off from here and continues all the way. The one of the body line actually ends over here. The other one continues all the way to the here. That looks absolutely amazing and gives the car a sporty stance from the side also. Now talking about chrome, you get a lot of chrome at the side. You get a chrome strip that runs along the window. You get chrome on the door handles, and you also get body colored ORVM. In fact, you have chrome present around over here. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of chrome, there's a lot of bling in the car. You get body colored ORVMs with an integrated indicator. You get a shark fin antenna over here, you get a sunroof, and the chrome line actually does not run all the way up. You can see that the chrome line ends over here. So yeah, I mean, it actually looks good in this black, blue and the chrome finish. It's not too much of a chrome also, and it's not even less, so it just balances it out completely. Now you can see over here that you get these beautiful 16-inch alloy wheels. They are dual tone, and as you can see, they are wrapped in 205/55 profile tires. These wheels actually look perfect with the overall size of the sedan, and you also get a 179 mm of ground clearance. Now actually that is a lot of ground clearance for a sedan, and you will not bottom out easily on these rocks or wherever undulations that you find on the road. So one more thing about the design aspect that you see over here, you can see that this has a coupe-like design. It's not a very sharp kind of a design that just it gradually merges in the boot. That makes the car look even more fantastic from the side. And since you have wrapped around taillights, you can see that the taillights come all the way till here. And yeah, that's the side profile. So mention in the comment section what are you thinking about the side profile of the all-new Skoda Slavia. So now let's talk about the last bit of the exterior, and that's the rear end of the car. And the first thing that you'll notice are these fantastic looking tail lights. Now the tail lights are a mix and match of LED and halogen. So you get the LED strip that runs along, that is red in color. You get the reverse light and the turn indicator in halogen bulbs. I wish that they were also present in LED. Then this cluster could have been a complete LED cluster. Plus you also get this crystalline design in the tail light that actually enhances the look of the car from the rear end as well. Now you do not get the typical Skoda logo, but you get the Skoda badging across the boot, and you also get the Slavia badging over here. And since you're talking about the rear end, so now let's talk about the boot. So to open the boot, you just have to press a button over here, and the boot will open automatically. Since this is a spring-loaded boot, you do not need any effort to open it. And as you can see, we have a lot of stuff over here. We actually have 2 full suitcases and 1 bag, and after that also you have place for at least 3 to 4 medium-sized suitcases. So this boot space is a 521-liter boot that the Slavia has, and if you want to further increase it, you get a 60-40 split over there, and after increasing, you have over 1,000 liters of boot space, and that is a lot of boot space. So to close the boot lid is actually pretty light, no effort needed to close it, and you also get a reverse parking camera with sensors that is pretty accurate. You also get a chrome strip that runs along the bumper, and you also get this honeycomb design that actually enhances the rear end of the all-new Skoda Slavia. So guys, now we are in the all-new Skoda Slavia. Now first things first, when you'll enter this cabin, you will notice that the entire cabin looks really refreshed. I mean, you get, first of all, you get this dashboard that is finished in 3-tone. You get matte black on top, you get gloss black, and you also get this beige finish. Now in between all of this, you get a matte golden stripe that runs all along, and it actually looks pretty good with this overall contrast. First of all, let me tell that there is a lot of chrome on the inside of the car. You get chrome door handles, you get chrome on the AC vents, you get chrome on the steering wheel. There's a lot of chrome here and there in the car. Other than that, you get AC vents. The corner AC vents are circular. Now the center AC vent is a horizontal one. Now they have placed it below the infotainment system because now you get a 10-inch infotainment system. Now this infotainment system features Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and that is wireless. Other than that, I mean, the touch is really sensitive, and you also get the Skoda Connect that allows you to connect your phone, and you can get a lot of information from this infotainment system. Talking about the second screen that you have is the 8-inch screen that is right in front of you. Now you have a fully digital instrument cluster. Now this looks like a virtual cockpit because on the either ends, since it's not a complete digital one, you get the temperature gauge and your fuel gauge is a LED display, but it is not in a screen. The screen is in the center. So, I mean, it looks like a virtual cockpit when you overall see it, and you can also configure the display. It has got 3 configuration modes. You can change the theme, you can change the color depending on what the driver wants to keep. Now, talking about the steering wheel. So, this is a 2-spoke steering wheel, and this steering wheel we saw first on the all-new Skoda Octavia. Now, this has a dip in the center. Though this looks pretty odd, but because of this dip in the center that it has, it is enhancing the overall sportiness. Plus, the steering wheel has a good amount of grip on the 10 and 2 o'clock, and you have the steering mounted controls. Now again, as I mentioned, there's a lot of chrome present over here, but the buttons are actually the fit and finish quality of the car, of the steering wheels, and the button is top notch. There's one thing that this car lacks in, and that is soft touch material. You only get soft touch material on this door armrest, that too on the back side where you keep your elbow over here. So I mean, thank God we have that. Otherwise, if this was hard plastic, then you would have had a tough time keeping your hand over here. And you also have the center armrest that you can slide back and forth, and it opens up, and there is a cubby hole where there is storage space, and you can keep some decent amount like a half-liter bottle or your phone or your wallet or anything that you want to keep. So just below the AC vent, you get your automatic climate control. Now the buttons over here are completely touch. There is no physical press button over here. You have to slide, or you have to just touch the temperature or the fan speed, like to increase the fan speed, decrease the fan speed, or to increase or decrease the temperature. You can just slide or swipe your finger across. It's a very good feature, but sometimes what happens is that just in case if you're shifting a gear and by chance you just happen to touch it, the settings will go haywire. Other than that, over here you get your lock unlock button. There's automatic start stop over here. You also get ventilated seats for the front 2 seats. Now they are cooled seats, and you get 2 settings for that. Other than that, talking about the wireless charging, you have a wireless charger. And talking about the rest of it, you have 2 Type-C chargers over here and 1 12-volt socket over here. You get cup holders, and you have bottle holders on either end. Now talking about the sound system, you get a 9-speaker Skoda audio system. 9 as in you get 8 in the cabin, and 1 subwoofer that is neatly integrated into the spare wheel. So overall, the cabin is all new. The fit and finish is nice, though there is, as you can see, there's hard plastic being used, but the quality of the plastic is very good. So now we're the rear seat of the Skoda Slavia, and this seat in front of me is adjusted according to my height. I'm 6'1", and you can see that after the adjustment, you still have some amount of space over here. So there is good amount of leg room, there is good amount of headroom over here. Apart from that, the seat is pretty comfortable. It's perforated seat. You can see it's a dual tone finish, and you get some white stitching along it. It looks fantastic. Also, you get the center armrest. If you don't want it, if you have 3 people traveling, you can just put it up, or you can put it down if you're 2 of you all traveling. traveling, you get cup holders over here, and the center tunnel is kind of low, so the third person who will be sitting over here will not find it difficult to sit for a long period of time. Also, you get adjustable headrest, so that is a good option. So you get a phone holder, so there's a phone pocket over here, you can put your phone over here, and you have two Type-C charging sockets, so you can just plug in and your phone will be here, so it's very nearby, so you can keep it and charge it at the same time. You also get a magazine holder, and you have rear AC vents. Now on a hot day like this, rear AC vent is very helpful. It helps to cool down the cabin much more faster. Now you also get a sunroof over here. The blind of the sunroof can be manually opened and closed, but the sunroof is an electronic sunroof and it's a pretty decent size. So yeah, overall the cabin, the rear end is fit and finish is extremely well. The cabin is actually feature loaded and you have plenty of space, and you'll not get tired out because these seats are really comfortable. Handbrake. So guys, we are now in the driving seat of the all-new Skoda Slavia.
Yeah, I am a product of change. I got the product and things. Turning my
And this is the 1 liter TSI petrol engine. So let me give you a quick brief about the engine. So this engine produces 115 PS of power and around 178 Nm of peak torque. Now this engine gets two gearbox options, that is, one is the 6-speed manual and the other one is a 6-speed automatic torque converter. Now the one that we are driving today is the 6-speed manual. So first things first, the gearbox is absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's a manual gearbox, but the throws of the gear, what we realized is it's just like a short shifter, so the throw is very less. So there is no jerkiness in the gearbox. It just shifts instantly, and I mean, since it's a manual, you have complete manual control over the car. Plus there's one more thing. Now the clutch of this car is very light, and I think that is a brilliant thing, because in stop and go traffic, I think the manual cars that have a problem is that if you have a heavy clutch, then your leg starts to ache. So this has a very light clutch. I don't think then stop and go traffic will have a problem. But once again, we will be getting this car for a full-fledged road test review, and that time we will be telling you that how it performed as far as the clutch goes in stop and go traffic or in the highway or wherever possible. So now let's come to the steering wheel. So the steering wheel feels extremely light. Now this is an electric steering wheel, so at low speeds it is pretty light enough, but at high speed it slightly feels a little stiffened up. Now that is a very good thing, because at high speed a tight or a stiffened up or a hard steering wheel is definitely necessary, because I mean, it gives you that confidence to literally push the car hard, because otherwise the chances of risk just gets a little higher if you have a very light steering wheel and you're going at a very high speed. Now talking about the suspension, so the suspension setup on this is brilliant. It is neither soft, it's neither hard, it is somewhere in between, and that is where you want the suspension setup to be of a car, because I mean, you can push it through corners, it will go through corners, it has all the electronic aids to do that. But the thing is that we noticed that in the rear end, because the car is slightly canted upwards from the rear end, that is because it is, when you see the car, you will see that it is slightly lifted up more at the rear end than the front. So the front is completely hunkered down. I mean, there is a lot of grip, but when you're sitting at the back, you will feel slight amount of body roll, and that is because the suspension at the rear is I think it's slightly softer than the front one. And I mean, it makes sense, because obviously there's the engine, you have the engine at the front. So yeah guys, I mean, so brilliant car. I mean, because of the suspension setting, you can just flick the steering wheel and the car just shifts lane without any hesitation. So that's another good thing. When you have to change lanes, you don't have to worry. You just need to flick the steering wheel and the car will just automatically shift lanes within a jiffy. So the seats are very comfortable, and we've been driving this car for around 3 to 4 hours in the streets of Goa, and I can tell you one thing, that you will not get tired out. Seats, you have excellent under thigh support, you have brilliant side bolsters, the seat has a lot of cushioning. So short rides, long rides, maybe, I mean, if you're going like maybe say 400-500 kilometers also, I don't think there should be a problem, because the seats are very comfortable. So the power delivery of the car is actually good. You have brilliant low end and a good mid range. We still don't know about the top end, because very narrow roads we could not test that out, but the car can do a triple digit speed in no time. And I mean, if you're at a lower gear, you have to just downshift if you want to overtake someone. Since this is slightly, I mean, it's less powerful than its 1.5 liter variant, so obviously you'll have to shift down a gear to make that overtake, because otherwise if you want to floor it, it will definitely go. I'm not saying that there is not, I'm not denying that there is no power or there is less power, but for an overtake you will definitely have to do a downshift. Other than that guys, brilliant car to drive around. I mean, it's very comfortable as far as the NVH levels are concerned. The insulation is very nice and the NVH levels are also good, but post 4000 RPM there is some engine noise that starts creeping in, but I don't think that should bother you that much. Overall guys, brilliant car. So as far as the mileage figures are concerned, Skoda claims around 20 kilometers per liter, but we could not test that out because it's a first drive review and we will be getting this car later on, so you'll have to wait for that video. So once we get the car, we'll be able to tell you how much does it give in the city, how is it to drive in the city, how is the clutch, how is everything, and how much mileage does it give, and does it stay true to the 20 kilometers per liter mark. So guys, this was the all-new Skoda Slavia, and this what you see over here was the 1 litre one. As I mentioned earlier, this car will be launching today, but the 1.5 litre will be launching on March 3rd. So you have to stay tuned till then. And if you have any further questions about this car, you can mention in the comment section. And regarding the prices, we expect that this sedan will carry a starting price of rupees 9 lakh, and the top of the line, that's the style variant with the 7-speed DSG, will go up to 15 lakh rupees ex-showroom. And then if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe to all our social media channels. I'm Pramit signing out. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, be safe and drive safe.
Homie, that's all the way real. Work, but I feel like a meal. This is the deal. Dollars ain't matching the skill. I am the king of the hill.